Hello everyone, so today we are continue our T form. And first video, it was it wasn't good. I didn't understand like anything, but I think I found a good channel, Link, who explains things really easily. So let's hope. I don't know. And I have a blank paper and a pen here, so I can write notes at the same time. So let's go.
Hi, I'm Pato from KanjiLink. In this video, I would like to explain how to make the T form of verbs in Japanese.
This already seems really good.
I
I don't
have
know
to warn
why.
you first, the T form is one of the biggest challenges of the beginner level. First, because its conjugation is much more complicated than the
That's
forms
what I have
like
heard.
must form.
It's a
But
really
the
big
goal of this video
challenge
is to
for
help you
beginners.
memorize the conjugation, so take it easy. The second reason why T form is difficult is because it's not a tense in itself. It only makes sense when it is connected to something else. Which is
Okay.
exactly why.
So far, so good. He explained it really short and really easily what T form is, and that's what I kinda tried to look yesterday.
T form is so important. It can be connected to so many things that it will incredibly expand
Oh my god,
the limits
so
of
many
what you can do
words.
in Japanese. But don't worry too much about these connections right now. Let's focus on the conjugation.
Yes, please.
We will start with group 1
I'm
verbs.
ready, so
So far, all group 1
I need to pause right now. I'm really excited right now. Like I don't know why this person hasn't done more videos because he explains like really easily. I just hope whole video will be like this.
verbs had a similar conjugation. For example, to make mas form, you turn the ending u into a e and add mas. That was pretty straightforward. With T form, the conjugation changes depending on the verb ending. But there are a few endings that have the same conjugation, so let's start by learning the subgroups
Okay.
inside group 1. The first subgroup is the verbs that end with the syllable u, tsu, or ru. The second subgroup is the verbs that end with the syllable nu, bu, or mu. Then we have three more subgroups: the verbs that end with ku, the verbs that end with gu, finally the verbs that end
Okay,
with
then we have
su.
a ku,
Okay, one more
a
time.
gu,
Inside the
and
group 1 there are 5
so.
subgroups: verbs that end with u, tsu, ru, verbs
So
that end
first
with
group,
nu, bu, mu, verbs that end with ku, verbs that end
second,
with gu,
and
and verbs that
third.
end with su. Now that you know the subgroups, let's have a look at the conjugation. For the verbs that end with u, tsu, ru, you take out the ending and put te instead. Don't forget the small tsu, this is a double consonant. For the verbs that end with nu, bu, mu, you take out the ending and put nde instead. For all the verbs that end with ku,
I kind of understand what he explains here, but I don't know. Am I too perfectionism right now? But I really hope. Please tell me why we need to put small two and te after utu aru.
you replace ku with ite. All the verbs? Wait, actually, there is an exception. The verb iku, to go, doesn't become ite. It turns into itte with a
I
small
need to
tsu.
go back
Just like
right
the
now.
first sub,
I didn't
you
have
take
time
out
to
the
write
ending and
this.
put te instead. Don't forget the small tsu. This is a double consonant. For the verbs that end with ru, you take out the ending and put te instead. For the verbs that end with u, tsu, ru, you take out the
Okay.
ending and put te instead. Don't forget the small tsu. This is a double consonant. For the verbs that end with nu, bu, mu, you take out the ending and put nde instead. For all the verbs that end with ku, you replace ku with ite. All the verbs?
Wait, what did he
actually,
tell?
you take out the ending and put nde instead. For all the verbs that end with ku, you replace ku with ite. All the verbs? Wait, actually, there is an exception.
I kind of understand why he says this so
You take
fast.
out the ending and
This
put
is really short
nde
video.
instead. For all the verbs that end with ku, you replace ku with ite. All the verbs instead. Don't forget the small tsu. This is a double consonant. For the verbs that end with nu, bu, mu, You take out the ending and put nde instead.
So all words what ends mu, no, bo, mu. Okay. Let's go a little more back. Just make sure that I wrote correct.
Nu, bu, mu. You take out the ending and put nde instead. For all the verbs that end with ku, you replace ku with ite. All the verbs.
Okay. So all words what end with ku you put ite.
Wait, actually, there is an exception. The verb iku, to go, doesn't become ite.
Why?
It turns into ite with a small tsu, just like the first subgroup. So,
Okay.
just like the first subgroup. So let's add this little exception here and move on to the fourth subgroup, the verbs that end with gu. Maybe you can guess this one now that you know that ku becomes ite. Just add the ten. Ku becomes ite, so gu becomes ide. Finally, for all the verbs that end with su, you replace su with shite. By the way, if you leave the te form like that, without connecting it to anything, you can use it to make an informal request to a friend or a family member. Let's practice all these conjugations. What would this verb become, matsu, to wait? We replace the final tsu with te. Don't forget the small tsu. Matsu becomes...
Okay, so matsu comes matte. Oh, so because there is two, it's like a first group what we saw at the beginning. Small two and T.
matte.
Oh.
We hear it a lot in movies, drama, and anime. Matte, wait. Can you try with nomu, to drink? Take out the final
Nomu. Nonde.
mu and put nde instead. Right. Nomu becomes nonde, drink. How about kiku, to listen? That's right, you turn the final ku into ite. Kiku becomes kiite with a long e sound.
I told you he explains this really easily.
Kiite, listen to me. Keep it up. Nugu, to take off, clothes or shoes.
Okay, so then we have nugu. It's
The final gu is replaced with ide.
nitte.
Nugu becomes nuide.
No,
Nuide.
noide.
Take off your shoes. Last example, kasu, to lend. So how do you say lend it to me? Replace the final su.
And it suppose that we could think together. So kasutsu. Kashite.
With shite. Kasu
Yes.
becomes kashite. Lend it to me. Very good job. Now that you studied the first group, the other groups will look so easy. Group 2 verbs always end with ru, with the a or e ending syllable before, and anytime we want to conjugate a group 2 verb, the ending ru just disappears. All you have to do is
Okay,
to
so
replace
this is the
it
second
with
group.
te. So how would you say look? The verb to look is miru. Take out the ru and put te instead.
Mite?
Exactly.
Huh.
Miru becomes mite, look. Sayonara, group 2. Group 3 is also easy. The two irregular verbs suru, to do, and kuru, to come, have the same conjugation as mass form. Suru becomes shi and kuru becomes ki. Then we just add te. Let's practice with denwa suru, to call. Ask your friend to call you. Denwa shite. Okay, group 2 and 3 were easy. But do you remember group 1? Not call you. Denwa shite.
Denwa suru, denwa shite. Huh.
Okay, group 2 and 3 were easy.
I didn't
To do
post
and
this.
to come have the same conjugation as mass te. Denwa suru, to call. Ask your friend to call you. Denwa shite.
He explained this really fast, but I kinda somehow like it even he goes too fast, but I'm glad that this is a video, so we can pause this.
Okay, group 2 and 3 were easy. But do you remember group 1? Not so sure? Let's summarize everything. Inside the group 1, there are 5 subgroups. Verbs that end with utsuru become te with a small tsu. Verbs that end with nubumu become nde. Verbs that end with ku become ite, except the verb iku, to go, which becomes itte with a small tsu. Verbs that end with gu become ide, and verbs that end with su become shite. For group 2, we just replace the final ru with te. In group 3, suru becomes shi and kuru becomes ki. Then
Okay, so let's write first. Su, ru, then nu, bu, mu. So utsuru comes utte, I mean small two ante, and nu, bu, mu comes small two and then gu comes ite, gu comes ide, and su comes she, the, and group 2, iru, you just put away ru and add the, and group 3, suru and kuru, su comes she, ku comes gi, and just add the.
Then you can add te. There are many things that you can do with te form, but please take the time to memorize the conjugation first.
Okay, this is mine now notes. So what I understood about this video is that all words what ends with utsu or ru, all words what ends utsu or ru, when we are talking about T form, the end will change small to and the, and also those words what ends with nu, bu, and mu, there comes n and de at the end, and so on. If this is correct what we understood here, then why this guy doesn't do more videos? Like, this is just so easy. Like, he's like better than many professionals. I don't know why he don't do any more videos, but I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, because I finally understood this somehow, like more than yesterday. And see you in another video. Bye.